finish this one, Young, then we'll work out here with the basic group here. Okay, great. Sounds good. Yeah, here we go. So, swap over in a little bit later on. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Helena. Okay. Joe, I'd like you to show me how much of this Shuang routine you've learned so far. And we'll pick it up from there. Okay, yeah, that looks about right then. It's about right. You've gone a fair way through the routine already. Yeah. Okay, so the start point today. Yeah. Consider this a moving meditation. When you do it, stay calm, stay relaxed, like you're meditating. Breathe slowly and calmly. And don't think about it too much. Still the mind. Still the mind. And let the moves come quite naturally. Then they'll come out better. And it's easy to remember. The harder you think about it, the harder it is actually to remember. So let them just come out naturally. Don't feel pressurized, don't feel stressed. This is a time to relax and kind of rest your mind. We're going to go through that little sequence. We're going to fine-tune the moves a little bit. So let's start off facing this way. And we'll stand in a horse riding stance like we did yesterday. And the hands are wrapped around like you're holding something big and round. It could be that you've got hold of someone and lifted them up under the arms, or holding a ball. Fingers together and thumb just lightly resting against the finger. That's really good. Open your hands and pull them out to either side of your shoulder. That's great. Facing out, palm. That's good. And then as you press out into the cross, we want the two arms to make a straight line. Yeah, let's take a look. That's great, yeah. Bend the wrist back as far as you can. That's great. And push. So the bones are separating at the elbow. That's great. From there, make a fist with the right. Turn your left foot out. Step. As you step, bring the fist into the waist. That's exactly right. Once the foot's down, you can start the outward movement. Now you're grounded, now you've sunk your root. Now punch out to the front with the elbow tucked inwards towards the center line. That's great. Now shift your weight back onto your left and make that round shape again. Then step back. Pull your elbows back as far as you can. Hands either side of the shoulders. And press down. Relax. Drop your energy down. Push towards the floor. Feel the arms stretching. And then we step. Hands into the waist. Yeah, that's right. Step forward. Yeah. Relax as you sink into the stance. Extend your arms forwards. Stretch them out as far as you can. Now turn the hands over and make a fist. Step again. Lift them up. Stretch, open up. Open the chest, come right around. Swing in from the sides. That's great. One more step. And straighten up, lift up. That's great. Open the fingers. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'd like you to try that one more time. Stretch the hands right out. That's it. Yeah. Feel the stretch. Feel the extension. To the waist. Just to the waist. Yeah. Okay. Stabilize, then punch out. Relax. Down before you push out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that energy's coming up from the floor. Step down, push out. Yeah. stretch it out. That's right. Going. Here, and you straighten the back, lift your head up high, and the fingertips sitting up about eyebrow height. Yeah. No. Okay, so that was much better. Yeah. Two little points. Stabilizing before you push out. Let's take it from here. Step fist into the waist. Once your toes are down on your right foot, now you can extend out this way. Yeah, nice round shape here. Round, elbows back, push down, press down. Step first, then push with your back leg. Drive your hands forwards. Stretch. Okay. So the next thing, I'm going to teach you the movement of the torso. And you see we go from this upright, straight position to a kind of bending over position here. This bend of the torso has two elements. I'm just going to step back a bit. The first one is the bending of the spine. And the bend starts just about halfway up the spine, about the base of the rib cage, and bend that way. Yeah. So a smooth bend on the upper back, but the lower half of the spine stays straight, and the coccyx, the tailbone, is pointing at the earth, giving stability. Just the top half bends. Then we also have a bending in of the shoulder girdle. So the two shoulders move in towards each other. And then they can come out again. And when you put the two together, then it's like this. Bend the top half of the spine, bring the shoulders together, hollow out the chest and around the back, and then you can come out of there. Stretch right out, straighten right up. So you're working your torso, and there's a lot of movement going on in the torso. And it has two benefits. Yeah. The first one, people think about stretching, they think about the legs, you want to do the splits, the shoulders maybe. But I don't always think about the movement, the flexibility of the torso. You've got a lot of movement here, and around the torso you've got a lot of big muscle. You've got the pectorals, you've got the lats, you've got the spinal erectors in the middle. A lot of big muscle. The more you can move your torso, the more you engage these big muscles, so the more strength you can apply. Let's move this way out of the sun. That's much better. The second thing is that this has an interesting effect on your breath. So just do it once more. Bend over and come up. breathe out, finish your out breath, and then do this and see what effect it has on your breath.
So breathe out completely.
Be straight, breathe out completely, and then while you're empty,
There's more
you
air.
find a lot more air comes out. Yeah. So you thought that you'd emptied out all your air, and then you realise you can empty out a lot more because this really squeezes and compresses the lungs. It doesn't completely empty the lungs. You never completely empty them, but it's a very efficient out breath. So it's a kind of detoxifying breath. It's getting out any toxins that you have in the body that you can excrete through the breath. It really empties out the lungs. So that's a great breath to do. And then from this position, having completely emptied the lungs, we come up and really fill them up, fill the chest. And then breathe out again. Yeah. So that happens here and here. Then when we get to here, there's a slight flexing back, so you're really opening. Now, the bend again, that really squeeze out the lungs. Then, feel the lungs straighten up, and now we have a straight spine, because the next thing we're going to do is pivot, and we need a straight spine to pivot around. Okay, so do you have any questions on that little sequence?
Just
Stretch right out. Extend, feel the stretch. When you stretch, you open your meridians. Let's do it together. Here, turn the hands and grip. Take a step. As the foot's coming down, the hands are lifting up. Open. Fill up with air. Squeeze it all out. Then you got one more step. And it's hips back, lifting up, making a lifting movement. Just at the end, open the fingers. Yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you to practice that for a little bit. Relax, let it come naturally. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just let it flow easy. Nice, calm, deep breathing. And yeah, let it sink into your kind of body memory. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Selena. Excellent.
It's okay. Yeah, yeah. Try to not see it as two movements.
Okay.
Try to see it as one.
Yes.
So when you come here,
Yeah.
try to do 1, 2 as a flow movement, like the 2 steps
Okay.
are one move, kind of.
Okay.
Because when you come here, and then the next one,
Yeah. Okay.
it's also easier for the footwork
Yes.
because you're not doing 2 steps separately. You're really going for 2 steps in a row.
Yeah.
That could maybe help also for the fluidity of the movement.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that,
Okay.
Yeah?
I think I have to repeat it
yeah, sure.
a lot of times, and then
Yeah.
I will get there.
Okay, I will let you do that.
Perfect. Thank you.
How are you doing? Good. You want more? Okay. Yeah. You too? You want more? Okay. So you are one step ahead. You are here.
Yes.
You too? Same. Okay.
Returning.
So we are here. We turn on the heels 45 degrees. Yeah. So here. Okay. Look at your stance. Before we go further. Yes. So we are here, facing that direction in a bow hour stance with the right in front. Okay. And we turn 45 to here. So now we have the left in front facing that direction. Okay. Now it's a bit tricky. You can look at me first. So we're here. I open my left foot as far as I can. And I come across to here. It's the horse sheds its saddle. So I want to face that direction again. So back to where we were before. With a back stance. So we haven't done it yet.
Show me the footwork.
Yes. So we are here. I open my left as far as I can. Yes. I come across. Yep. And the arm movement. Yes, exact. So we bring them together here, feeling the chi between the palms and open. So this one is similar to what we do in the vein tendon. So really bring the elbow out and the fingers, and this one goes straight down. Yeah. Again. Because after that we do the same in the other direction. So we turn again, facing the other direction. So here, open the left. Oh, first turn 45. Then open the left as far as you can. Yes. We are facing that direction still. Yeah. And now we do the same. We open the right as far as we can. We bring the left, and it's the same movement on the other side. So now we're bringing this one up. Yeah, and the right one is down. It's a back stance to that side. So here the back foot, the back leg is bent and the front is straight. Yeah. This one. Because we are facing that direction. So the back leg is the left one for here. Okay. Try it again.
Guys, I'd like you to just pause for a few moments and gather around. Tuba, would you like to join us for a moment? Yeah. First thing, are you okay practicing in the sun? Or did you want to go over under the roof?
For now, me too.
You're okay. You're okay for now. Okay for now. So when we're learning this routine, I need to stand so you're not looking into the sun. If I stand here, you're not looking straight into the sun. You learn this, and there's so much concentration on what moves comes next. Where should my foot be? Where should my hand be? That we can completely miss the essence of the art, which is, relaxation, meditation, flow, movement of energy. This Shuang routine, we've got to be completely relaxed, absolutely sinking into the stance like we were doing yesterday, and it just flows along naturally. The whole routine is built around your breath. Calm, deep, slow, natural, even breathing. If your breath is relaxed, your mind and your body will automatically relax with it. Okay, then that breath is giving you a rhythm. That's the rhythm of your movement. You move with the breath. So as you step, you breathe in. As you plant yourself down, sink down, you breathe out. In. Out. Stretch at the end of every movement. Absolutely don't rush. Complete the movement. Never race on to the next movement before completing the one that you're doing. Always get a full stretch. Stretch right out. And you got to feel the relaxation. I'd like you to go through it with me one time, and I appreciate you're not all at the same point, so where you get to the bit that you don't yet know, then just stop and have a look at what the others are doing, because it'll kind of clue you in what you're doing next. And Joe, you've got to join in as we do this, which will be the second move. So spread out a little bit, should be facing the sun when we start. And here goes. So, sorry, I think that's about where you got to, yeah. So don't lose sight of the essence of the art. Yeah, you know, relaxation, meditation, flow, movement of chi, movement of energy. This is what it's really all about. Yeah. Do you have any questions at the moment? In that case, I'm going to check the time. I'd like you to practice through one more time. In a moment, I'll be going to do the prayer and get the tea ready. Okay. Well done, guys. Well done. Practice time.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready to learn a new one?
Please.
Please. Awesome. Okay. So you're here now. Here. Right? Okay. So from here, we turn to the left. It's like block it out of the way. Have a look at me first, because you can't see me. So here. And then we block. So from here, bring to the side and block. So the right one blocks it out of the way, and the left one stays in the center line to protect yourself. Yeah. Once more or together?
Once more.
Once more. Okay. So you're here, to the side, coming down into a block. Okay. So this is the old tree, shake its roots. Yes. Okay. Do it once together,
Sure.
and then we can maybe add the next one, because it's like, yeah.
From here?
Yes. Yeah. So from here to the sides. Yes. Yeah. So far so good?
So far so good.
Okay. Next one is the golden cockerel standing on one leg.
Okay.
So we will open the right foot. We bring the left one up. So we protect our right knee with our left foot. So that's the footwork. Yes. So you don't need to lean on it. It's just, there is a little bit of distance between. Yeah.
But is it in front or is it like to the side?
Yeah. In front to the side. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so from here, and with the arm movement, we're doing a circle. Yes.
Just one.
Yes, one complete circle. Yes, so this one is again center line, and after completing the circle, the right one is next to your body. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Once again, then I let you do it by yourself. So from here, open the right. Yes. Okay, let me see. Okay, so from here, try to relax a little bit. I can see you have your shoulders like very tense. It's normal, you are thinking a lot about what you should do. Try to relax more, then it will come. You have time. There is no rush. So we are here. The old tree shake its roots. From here, open and bigger circle. Yeah, yeah. So you're not shaking here, you're not turning your wrists. You're really
Moving the chi around.
yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. I'll let you practice a bit.
Okay.
Okay. If you have any questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got a bit more time. You can look after the hand movement for this move.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Then you turn around and there. Yeah. So, yeah. You want this one straight. So the front leg straight. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I can show you one more time. So we're here. Here. Have a look at my hands first before you turn. So here. I come here and then I turn the palm. And same when I turn, this one stays here. I come across and go down. Okay. So you're already here. You turn. This one is coming under. Yeah. And here you turn your palms and bring them apart. Yeah.
Okay.
Feels better?
Yes. Try again.
Yeah. Other way around. So the right one stays up. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
This is the back leg?
This is, in this case, the front leg. But you were right. The front leg should be straight for this one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. In the beginning, it can be confusing, complicated, but when you got it, it's kind of obvious where the hands are going. So again, we start from here, open the left. I bring this one exact down and up. So the right stays where it is. The left comes under. We turn the palms. Yes. Okay. How do you feel with that move? Good?
I've got a question about breathing.
Yeah.
So she gets. So
Mm-hmm.
inhale when you step, exhale here, or
Exhaling in, out. So you are exhale, inhale, exhale.
is it part of that one, or do you inhale for that one as well?
Yeah.
And then the other one was you get to when do you exhale before going into the crane?
Let me see. So we're here. Exhaling, inhaling, and out. In and out.
I just found like I was getting to this point, I was like holding my breath because I didn't
You
know.
were holding?
Huh?
You were holding here?
Yeah. Holding my
Okay.
breath for that
Yeah.
bit because I didn't know when to breathe out before doing it.
Yeah. Okay. After that bit, you come back to the golden scissors and you do that sequence again.
After this,
Yeah.
golden scissors which way?
The same way as before. So here again,
So
and then
just step forward.
yeah, but you will see tomorrow. It's just nice. So after that, it's easy to remember the next steps because you already did it. You will only do it in another direction.
Okay. So
But let's save that for tomorrow when we have tea now.
I know. I'm just trying to remember what you said.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
So from the white horse sheds its saddle, that's what we just did here.
Would I be
Here,
facing this way?
bitty dip, exact. We will go there. Yep.
With this leg forward?
Now the right is in front.
But we're
So
just
we will
turning.
be dim here. This is the first one. This would be the second one. So we would be facing that direction still. We open the left again, stepping in with the right. and the whirling golden scissors to that direction. And then it's easy to remember because you're just doing the same sequence.
Okay.
But you will see that tomorrow.
See you later.
I know what I think it is. Let's see if I'm right in a little bit.
I did that the other day. But I don't want to fall backwards on there because I can hit my head on. That would be good. It's
Okay, here we go then. Everybody got a seat, and more importantly still, has everybody got tea? If anybody hasn't got tea, there's one here for you.
Thank you.
So, good start this morning, nice, crisp, fresh morning. And then 10-15 minutes after the sun comes up, boom, it hits you and it gets hot. I think this is going to be the pattern for a couple of weeks at least, probably, possibly more. That's typical for this time of year. What we want is clouds and occasional rain, and then it cools things right down. But maybe Sunday start of next week, it'll get a little bit cloudier. And I think, yeah, pretty nice energy, especially when you're in the shade. So I think I know what tea we've got here, but I'll find out in a moment from our tea master. He's going to talk about this morning's tea.
Yeah, good morning for everyone. Today we have a special tea. We continue to drink extremely expensive and rare teas here. So it's a white tea from ancient trees. Is a like mix. It's not single plant. It's mixed from 1,000, 1,500 and 2,400 years trees, purple and green trees. So this tea is quite calming and at the same time has a very strong energy. Yeah. Enjoy.
Okay.
It's really good. It's excellent.
It's very smooth and like,
Perfect. Soft.
yeah, soft.
Yeah. Okay. I think we'll start off with the question, and then I've got just a few kind of organisational things to cover before we train again. But we had this, not sure if it was a question, but I think someone had watched a video, and you got a karate master saying that in karate your real training begins when you get your black belt. And I mean, it's not news to me. Because I remember hearing that when I was about 9, but it's been around for a long time, and it's a generally accepted thing amongst people that do real karate. Well, what's it all about? Maybe you spend 4 years to get the black belt. Maybe you spend 2 years. It'll depend on the karate club. And you're learning punches, kicks, blocks, basic routines. These are the building blocks of the art. And when getting your black belt is supposed to show that you got those basics. You've understood the basics, you've grasped the basics. Then you're ready for the more interesting training, the kind of the real training, the important stuff. And it goes back exactly to what I said to you yesterday afternoon. You know, Master Tan always used to say, if you want to build high, you need a very strong foundation. Yeah. So in the karate, the coloured belts, you're building the foundation. You're studying the basics. You're trying to master the basics. When you got the basics, bam, then you're ready to learn. In Master Tan's time as a student in Kung Fu, you practiced Sun Chen. You practiced Sun Chen really hard. And you tried to get the basics, the stance, the body structure, the stability, the springy internal power, the concentration, the relaxation, the flow. And that could be 4 years of training. It could be 4 years. Typically 3 to 6 months of just doing horse stance, and then, you know, Sun Chen, maybe Sun Chen and Sip Ji up to about the 4-year mark, and then, okay, right, now if you're starting to get it, then they teach fast. There was also this aspect that the master would want you to prove your patience and your dedication and your perseverance. Because if they were going to really put effort in and teach you, they've got to spend a lot of time with you. They don't want to invest all that time and effort in someone who's going to drop out after 6 months. Now Master Hui stood in horse stance every day for 2 years. Yeah. Anyone who can do that has perseverance and dedication. If you're going to give up, you give up in that 2 years. Yeah. If you can stand in horse stance every day for 2 years, you must really want to do Kung Fu. You are not a quitter. You are not going to give up easily. Therefore, you're worth investing time in. That's how they would think about it. You know, if you really want to get the art, you have to connect with the teacher. You have to follow the teacher. You can't communicate the whole art in words. You can't write it down. It's this kind of transmission from teacher to student. It comes in many ways. It comes in terms of energy. It comes in terms of feeling. It comes in a lot of ways. It's almost like subconscious to subconscious. The passing of the art from the teacher to the student. And you need to be ready to follow the teacher, and this is the problem now, that people don't They don't want to follow a teacher, they're not interested. Yeah. But that's that's basically what it's all about. Number one, get the basics, and then the teacher can do something with you. Number two, prove your case, prove that you have the dedication and the perseverance to succeed. Now, what you'll see is that you have a huge number of commercial martial arts clubs, and it's all about getting your black belt. There's not really anything after you get your black belt, not really. So you do a 2 or 3 year course to black belt, and that's all about that 2 to 3 year course. And if you're doing it in the US, then the typical way to do it is that you sign a contract, you sign a payment contract for 3 years, and that gets you your lessons for your 3 years, and at the end of the 3 years you get your black belt, and it's pretty much guaranteed because you paid your money. And there isn't really a plan after that. And but there's a few upgrades. So once you start the training, then you can upgrade to a higher training plan with a higher price. And if you drop out, well, it's tough luck because you signed into a contract and you've got to keep paying anyway. And they have some very rigidly enforced contracts. And that's the kind of business model. It hasn't. That business model hasn't worked in the UK. People just won't accept the contracts. But there you go. So it's kind of pretty sad, and you've got this whole, okay, yeah, that's it. I'll get my black belt, and then I'll go and do swimming because I've got the black belt already. That's it. I've done it. I don't need to go anymore. Yeah. The black belt should be where the teacher starts to take you seriously. That's about it. Yeah. We don't have colored belts. You might wonder why. Because people become fixated on belt colours, and you get this thing, I'm not talking to you because you're only a yellow belt and I'm a red belt. I'm way above your level. Yeah, I don't associate with yellow belts because I'm a red belt. And then somewhere over there you got a brown belt who won't talk to the red belt because they're rubbish, because you've only got a red belt. What are you? You're nothing. And it's all about, I want that belt, I want that belt. Yeah. And then you completely miss the point. Completely miss the point. It's about your art, how good you are. Don't judge people by the colour of their belt. Watch them, watch what they do. Yeah. Judge them by what they do, judge them by their character. What sort of a person are they? If you're good, you don't need a belt to show that you're good. Yeah, we put you through gradings and we give you the certificate for the grading because it's a progressive syllabus. You start off at the more basic level of the training, and you've got to progress to more difficult stages, more difficult training. You need a structured progression. But all this kind of I've got a different colour belt to you thing is, not really the way. In traditional Kung Fu, they never had coloured belts. It worked well for karate, so some Kung Fu clubs kind of adopted the same system, but I don't want to go down that. It's just a kind of commercial route. It cheapens the art, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so do we have any questions at the moment?
I have one.
Yeah.
I why a man has the right right hand on the front in this, and why is the belt tied up in the left for men?
Okay, why is the sash tied at the left, not in the front? That's always the traditional way to tie it. We're just basically following convention. That's how it's generally done, and it might look a bit strange if it was done differently. Yeah, why don't we wear the t-shirts back to front? There's no particular reason, but that's how people generally do it. I have heard, it's a tricky one, that men should tie on the left and women should tie on the right, but I think that it kind of varies. Different places, different groups have slightly different traditions. The karate belt, I mean, it's a different thing to the sash, and it's normal that they tie it at the front. And I think it looks better at the front, tied at the front. And with the sash, kind of works like a weight training belt. So it has some function in preventing hernias. But the sash also restricts the movement of your chi. So for the harder arts like the Samchen, it's actually quite good. You don't want to kind of wrap it necessarily down into your lower body at the start of the training. Once the body's kind of toughened, and it's okay. But it's better not to wear a tightly tied sash for the Qigong or the Shuang. It's actually good for the Samchen training, but not good for the Shuang and the Qigong, because it does interfere with the circulation of the microcosmic orbit. But the sash is kind of thick, whereas the karate belt is not performing that function. It's more there to hold your gi in place. Yeah.
His other question was, why do you have when we're doing the Qigong, why do men have the left hand on the inside and women have the right hand?
Yeah. We have done that about 3 million times already, but just the male body is yang, the female body is yin. You have a lot of characters that you can associate with yang. Yang is expansive, yang is aggressive, yang is hot. Yeah, yang is masculine. Yeah, the masculine body, the male body, is yang. Yin, cool, calm, contracting, merging, female. Yeah, the female body is yin. Now, some men will be more yang than others, yeah. Some women will be more yin than others. There's plenty kind of very aggressive women. There's plenty fairly calm men. But, you know, fundamentally men are men and women are women. Men are more yang, women are more yin on the scale. The right side of your body, that's the yang side of the body. The left side is the yin side. If you have a yang body, i.e. you are male, then for balance, to prevent a clash, you put the yin hand next to the yang body, and yin and yang complement each other. There's the yin hand, you put the yang hand next to it, and the yin and yang kind of complement each other. If you have a female body, then for balance, you know, yin body, put the yang hand next to it, yin and yang balance, and then put the yin hand next to the yang hand, and you achieve balance. But particularly for men, if you put yang with yang, you get a clash, you get a fight. That's not good. Yeah. Yang clashes with yang. Actually, yin doesn't clash with yin. They kind of merge, they kind of blend. Yin is quite passive. It's not aggressive. Yin doesn't clash with yin, but yang is aggressive. Yang clashes with yang. So yang and yang, that's a no-no. Yang and yin. Yeah. But still, for better balance for the yin female body, put the yang hand next to it. There's your answer. Yeah. Anything else?
I was curious
Yeah.
about, so you talked about karate.
Yeah.
And the black belts. Is there similar in this school? Obviously we don't have colored belts, but just maybe a level of grading that now someone has reached, or that you kind of consider black belt, or kind of consider that next level, and they're maybe a more serious student, or...
Yeah.
Explaining for the next meeting.
So, any line that you draw is arbitrary. This is the problem. Yeah. Yeah, I want my black belt. I want my black belt. Okay, now I've made it. I've got the black belt. The day that you get your black belt, you're not really that much different from the day before you got your black belt. So there should be a progression. It's good to have benchmark points. It's good to have, I mean, there are some very good elements to it because people train very, very hard for their black belt grading. And it's an aiming point, and it's great. They feel good when they've got it. So, but in the end, it's a slightly arbitrary line. And there's a great quote from the Buddha that there's no line in the sky between east and west. You know, people make distinctions and then believe them to be true. Probably we could say that when you grade onto the white crane spreading its wings, that's about equivalent to getting your black belt. but we don't make a very big distinction in the progression. Let me think. We don't have the, okay, you know, you train super hard for the grading, but we're trying to get a steady, even progression that continues, that is ongoing. If I take you for doing the Iron Shirt Qigong, then you're definitely at a much higher stage. Yeah. And we did have a kind of a special event for that day. Now, the point to remember here, some schools get really big, and the students are completely out of touch with the kind of high masters. If you take you know, well-known karate styles, say Kyokushinkai is very big. How many of the Kyokushinkai people have trained with the top guy? If you take Taekwondo, you got your two big organisations, WTF, ITF. It probably changed a bit now. It used to be like that, and it's absolutely massive. I mean, they're worldwide. Not even 0.1% of those students have trained with the kind of inner circle of teachers. So it becomes impersonal. It's like a production line. And in the progression, okay, you have objective tests, right? They've got to do this, this, and this, and then they can have the black belt. In the more traditional martial arts school, the teacher wants to know every student. They know the people personally. They know the character. They know the personality. They know the strengths and weaknesses of the student. The teacher knows the student very well. They know what that person's got to work on. They know how that person moves. Yeah. You know, I know how each one of you moves. It's that teacher in your old style karate setup has taken that, you know, 2 to 4 years while you're a coloured belt to study your character, to study how you move, to know your strengths, your weaknesses and everything. But the teacher that really knows their students, you don't need you know, a particularly objective test to say, okay, right, now I'll teach you properly. Yeah. You try to teach everybody to their level, knowing that some people will progress faster than others and not being able to do anything about that. Teaching different students differently because you teach the person the way that works for them. Some people really need a lot of explanation. They want to understand it. Some people, they just want to crack on and do it. A good teacher, you've got to get into the student's head and know how they respond, how they best respond to teaching. And yeah, there's so much to it. But realistically, most of the teachers out there, they're not at that level. They're not much of a master. You know, they're studying the syllabus. Oh, okay, today we're on lesson 5. We'll do this, you know, and when you can do this, this, and this, we'll do the belt test. And you know, this was the thing about the commercial dojos where you got 1,000 students. They come in and out all the time very fast. The teacher doesn't really know their students. And this was the origin. You know, you get this term McDojo. It's like a martial arts franchise. It's just come from McDonald's, and it's just a franchise. And you don't to be able to deal with lots and lots of students. You can't be too individual. You can't be too personalised. It's just bang bang. You know, same thing. Churn it out for everybody. Yeah. And then nowadays, you know, a lot of people seem to be using the term McDojo for any traditional martial art or anything that's not MMA. Yeah. But that's, you know, that's kind of weird. It was actually a thing about this production line kind of, yeah, black belt club, get your black belt in 2 years, sign a contract here, yeah. We'll send the bailiffs around if you don't pay. That was what it was originally about.
So quickly, I'm curious with that. This is kind of an opinion question, but do you think that kind of kills the art, kills the view of as a lifestyle? Because I kind of see from being here Kung Fu as a way of living that I can practice and train not just here physically but also mentally and bring it into other aspects of my life. But do you think this mentality of not really connecting with the teacher, kind of doing just these steps and belt chasing, kind of takes away from the art and takes
totally kills it. This was why you get these kind of derogatory terms for that from the very traditional martial artist. The idea that you're gonna do a 2 or 3 year course in karate and then, okay, you've done it, you know, move on. It's totally contrary to the spirit of the martial art. It's totally contrary to the spirit of karate. It's not a kind of distinction between kung fu, karate, and everything else. But in fairness, not many groups now are practicing the really old style approach. I wanted to pass that on, and the whole school here, the whole setup is about that. It's about martial art for life, something that is going to permeate into every aspect of your life, something that you're going to carry with you through life, and that's going to benefit you through life, that you're not going to retire from, not going to give up. You're just going to get better and better and stronger, wiser and wiser. But that it's only a minority of people. I mean, we're not just talking, even in Kung Fu, yeah, there's only a minority that actually take it like that. You will get people that kind of sell out on the traditional stuff just because they want to get money. Well, that's the nature of humans. But if you, if the teacher's like that, then they never really understood the art. And the motivation fundamentally should be to pass on the art. You can't take money out of the equation, because you can't run a school without any money, and you can't live as a teacher without any money. But the art should come first. But even, I mean, there's no doubt that even before Kung Fu had come to the West, even in for example, in the 1950s and 1960s, and I'm sure before that, most of the students dropped out. Most of them dropped out. I mean, perhaps not a huge dropout, but there was a lot of dropout. Some people would carry on and do it. But they did, I mean, we still have this, and it's always a feature, and it still is a feature in Namyang in Singapore, that even people that don't actually practice anymore, they still have the loyalty to the club. They still meet up. They still feel part of the club, even if they haven't really practiced for a long time. That identity is still there, and that's good. That's good. And the understanding is still there. But it's very hard to keep practicing it and not give up. I'm doing my best to motivate everybody. I'm hoping that this online membership will enable me to kind of reach out to people that have been here but are no longer here, and keep up the motivation and try to keep the people training. That's the big thing. It's to give people the inspiration and the motivation to train and not give up, because when you do, you get a lot of benefit. There's no doubt. It's not in the least bit rocket science. You get up in the fresh air of the early morning, do your Qigong. It makes you feel much better. It's great for your health. You don't even have to be the best in the world at the Qigong. You know, you can do it and just be reasonably competent. It makes you feel much better, and you get a lot of benefit. So it's a no-brainer. You just got to do it. But how many people do it? You know, that's the thing. You compare the people who do it and the people who give up. You know, it's pretty sad. So that's the mission, to work out how to motivate people and stop them giving up. That's what we got to do. Okay, we can have more questions next time, but for now, training time is ticking away too fast. Very quickly, are we going to have a tea party tonight?
Yeah, we want to drink some rare teas and try to communicate this evening. Who's down for that?
So,
Cool, welcome.
this is, I'll outline the plan. That's what I always do. We're going to meet up here at what time? What's a good start time?
7:38.
7:30 to 8. Yeah. Yeah. Tell people to turn up at 7:30. They'll probably roll in around about 8, I think is what we're saying here. And we'll leave it to Johnny, Tony and Kate to organise tea and music. And we have our little social event, sitting around drinking tea. Being healthy and not waking up with a hangover tomorrow. Then we've pretty much decided to go to Doi Kyo Lom, the viewpoint on the mountain. Now, we're scheduled for a live stream on Friday morning.
Is it possible to do it on the?
The trip to Doi Kyo Lom doesn't work well with the live stream, so either we'll shift the live stream to Thursday and go to Doi Kyo Lom on Friday, or we'll go to Doi Kyo Lom on Thursday and train here and live stream on Friday. I think I'll probably talk to the camera team about that. I'll let you know a decision this afternoon.
How do you feel after this tea? Good?
Good.
Sleepy? No?
No?
Sleepy? Yeah. So let's go training. It's a good
Okay,
motivation.
Can we take the live stream over there? Yeah, because we're on the 4G or whatever now. Yeah, okay. So we'll have the instructors over there and the basic group down here. Okay.
Alright, let's rinse out those cups.
Oh my god.
Hi guys. I'm Johnny, a tea master. So today we was drinking a white tea. If you want to order tea, just contact us. Yeah, if you want to know about tea more, just
Certainly.
contact us.
She
If you want to
arrives
join
at
us, just contact
9:15.
us. Just contact us. Just
so
contact us.
the best time to come is immediately
How-
after
how-
breakfast. She's
How
sorted
to
out there
contact?
already.
Yeah, we have an Insta. You can contact us in the chat.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Go
We
for
have a
the teaching.
TikTok, website, everything.
Phones yet?
Any phones?
No, there's not.
No phones yet.
WhatsApp
No.
also.
Yeah.
And website.
Yeah.
Yeah. More weight.
Here we go. Bow. So we're gonna work on your tiger crane routines and your grading moves. So I suggest a few minutes warming up. Just do a little bit of an individual warm up, and then I will come round and check everybody's routines and moves. And I'll start from the highest gradings and work down. You are now on the Chapsa type or, yeah, Selena, which one are you on now? The same, okay, good. All right, just a few minutes to warm up. So for people watching on a live stream, we're going to be now working on the tiger crane kung fu routines. This is the kung fu from the southern Shaolin Temple in China, Fujian province in China. And I'm going to look at the flow of routines, the movement of energy, the application of strength. And that's what we do. We constantly work on our kung fu and try to make it better and try to make ourselves better through practicing the kung fu. I'm Ian Armstrong, teaching here at the Kung Fu Retreat in Bai in the northwest of Thailand. And it's a pretty nice morning today, although it's getting pretty hot already. Thanks for joining us. For the benefit of the people that are watching, you're watching Buddha's son, and look at the way that his arms come forward and the energy flows down the arm. And you see it vibrates a little at the end of the movement. This is the springy internal energy of the Kung Fu. It should look springy, elastic, not stiff. There we go. Okay. So you're learning the Tigu Lip Chok, the iron ball penetrating the earth. How's it going at the moment?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Starting to get a flow to it a little bit.
Yeah. So okay for me to take a quick look?
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. All right, that's great. That's great, yeah. So I'm going to go through a series of kind of pointers and suggestions. The first one, let's look at this very first
Yeah.
defense. Coming lower block and then hooking up. You can visualize that if you do a front thrust kick towards me, coming up there to catch the kick, ready to drop the opponent. The lower crane block, a lot of people would suggest you use that to block a kick. Yeah. I mean, it's all very well, but if you kick towards me, you can brush it to one side. If you actually kick towards me, you can brush it to one side, but they're going to do something else. Yeah. If I brush a kick to one side, you're going to want to punch me or something similar.
Definitely feel the difference.
Yeah.
From the trap and the brush.
They're hook, and you got someone, and they're hopping around on one leg, then you really got them. So that's how I suggest visualize it. So do the lower crane block, then hook it up, and we want to get that kind of whip from the wrist there. So round in a big smooth circle, and then whip at the end. Then the punch. When you do the lower crane, in the next sequence, lower crane chop, really tuck the elbow and use the flicking in of the elbow to whip the hand out more. Yeah, really flick the elbow in and then out. Yeah, yeah, that's great. Very good. Let's go through. There's a slight. Needs more rhythm. Need to get more rhythm into this. And I have an idea for we'll talk about later. There's always going to be certain bits in the routine where you want to kind of get a particular rhythm or a particular flow because it looks good. So when we do, okay, we've done that. Now, there, you can get such a good flow into that bit. You've got to make the most of it. Pick out points in the routine where you want to get that flow and make it look really good.
So that would be both with the speed and explosive, not always together, but trying to find those points where you can kind of change the speed a little bit and
Yeah.
maybe even bring out a little bit more of the explosiveness. Am I understanding that correctly? Or?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. You've got to vary the pace. You've got to vary the rhythm for it not to be boring. So that it has we want character, we want energy. You know, let's concentrate on the fundamentals. You want character, you want energy. It's finding ways to bring that out, and to really kind of bring it to life. Yeah. You got to inject the life into it. We don't want it to be dead. Yeah. That for now. One more thing. Yeah. Here, we've got to get more of a into the side kick here.
So don't
Get
necessarily
energy.
sit and hold that, because I
Definitely not,
held
yeah.
it for really long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sharpness. If it's not a sharp kick, then that's a bit of a waste of time. Yeah, there's got to be energy in there. Out, back, down, turn. Yeah.
Yeah, so with that, Do you just bring it right into center?
Yeah.
I'm kind of having,
Coil, uncoil.
okay.
Coil up, lash it out, bring it back. Let it bounce back, and then just go into the next move. So, yeah. Storing energy, kind of loading up the spring. Store the energy, whack it out, put it down. Okay, yeah, work on that. Okay. Okay, okay, good. So, first thing, is I want to get you to loosen up more. Yeah. Be relaxed, be loose. When your energy comes out, snap it out, loose and relaxed. Okay, now you pull back and then you kind of squeeze and then you throw it out. And that squeezing, there's a tightening up, there's a restriction of energy. So don't do that. Pull it back, let it go without tightening up once more. That's better, yeah. So no restriction on the flow of energy, no tightening up, no holding back. There. Okay, now grip, compress, and then completely let go. And boom, just let it come out from the core. Let's try that in that little sequence. Okay, for this one, okay, what are we trying to do? We're trying to throw energy down to the fingertips, send the energy down. So if that's your objective, that's what's on your mind, shoot your energy down to the fingertips. Don't hold back. Whip all the energy down to the fingers. Let's take a look. Good, that was better. Now a sharper, more sudden movement, that boom, shoots out straight away. Okay. After that, yeah, you've been relaxed, snap out. Now pull in from the core. Feel everything pulling in from your fingertips. Round, gripping from the core. Feel it's like strings, wires pulling from the tension right through to the fingertips. Engage all the fascia right down to the core and then relax. To get energy into this, you've got to flick your elbows inwards towards each other. Same here. Flick the elbows in to throw the hands out, yeah. And then again, relax. That's it, yeah. Do that again, keeping it nice and relaxed. Okay, that's getting better. Here, pull your shoulders back. Drop the shoulder blade down in your back. Lock the shoulder into the back position. Pull the shoulders back and the shoulder blades down into the back. Shoulder blade. This bone. Pull it down, press it down so you strengthen the grip in the shoulder. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So every time you do that or this, pull the shoulder blades down in the back, lock the shoulder. Okay. Now, this bit. One more. Okay, first of all, the block. Don't stop it short. Right around. Flick the elbow in, flick the wrist out. Yeah, that's better. Really pull the elbow right in. The more you pull the elbow in, the more it'll send the hand out. Yeah. Good. Now, let's take a look at the chop. And again. Yeah. So, this needs to whip out. We're loose, loose feeling, loose action, and then send it out, yeah. Like you're hitting, yeah. Like you mean it. Be loose and then whack, you hit it. That's a bit better, yeah. Yeah, turn it a bit more. And you've got to get the feeling of force, energy at your hand, like if you hit something with that, it'd really damage. Yeah. Pull it back a little bit more and then throw it right out. Yeah. And again. I think turn the hand just a little bit more. Yeah. One more. Okay. So really trying to get force down to the end. Okay, I'm going to leave you practicing that for a little bit and keep moving around. Carry on. Yeah. let's take a look at your chapsa type paw, Kyle. You are on the fourth one or the third one? No, sorry, getting confused. Well, better take a look at the Sipji Kun then. Okay, so let's keep the hand to the side of the fist, not, yeah, more there and not quite touching. Yeah, yeah. There. Fist shoulder height, direct. When you punch out directly in front of the shoulder, that's it. And keep the shoulder down. Yep, that's it. But directly in front of the shoulder, not there. There. The triple punch is for the heart, so that's at that level. But the single punch directly in front of the shoulder. Okay, good. Well done. Well done. So definitely for you now, a loosening up of the body. Loosen the shoulders so that your energy can pass more easily through the shoulders. Loosen up the core because you want to send energy from the core down through the hands, from the core down to the hand.
Oh, the core is loose or a little relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so imagine that this is very rigid. There's not much movement going on there. So this movement is originating at the shoulder. You loosen this up and you can send movement from here. Yeah. Now, if you got that, you can also use your legs. Movement from the legs, so it comes right up from the feet down to the hand. Yeah, like that. Actually quite good, yeah. Send that down to the hand. And you get that energy traveling right from the feet up through the legs, through the torso, through the arm. By the time it's got there, it's traveled over 2 meters. Wham! Then that's a completely different proposition to that. Then you realize how weak that is compared to a movement of the whole body. Good, yeah. The more you loosen up, the more your energy can flow through your body in that kind of chain reaction. Yeah. So this week, practice that. Every time you practice loosening up and getting your energy to move. Yeah. You can do it in your samchen, you just be loose here. Then obviously in all the moves in the Sipji. Energy moving through the body.
Everything's loose.
Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that
Yeah.
for practice, yeah. Okay, Ricardo, here goes. Let's take a look at your chop satay form, the fourth one. Yeah. Okay, good, good. Yeah, that got better as it went along, and you quite naturally can get your energy down to the end. Your energy moves quite naturally, so it makes it quite easy for you. Yeah. Let's start here. Now, when you do this bit, pull your shoulder blades back. So the scapula, the bone in the back, comes back and then downwards into the back. Down into the back. And then when your shoulder's sunk, turn around, push the shoulder blade even further, turn the wrist to there. Yeah. Fingertips shoulder height. Elbows tucked in. There you go. This one, make sure the fingers are directly in front of the shoulder. Shoulder height, not downwards. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and now, okay, as you do this, lock your shoulder blades into your back. Drop them into the back, press them down. Yeah, even more. And tuck the elbow. Yeah. Yes, tuck the elbow right in. That's it there. One fist length from the body. Yeah. Rotate the hand right around. There. Yeah, good. Okay.
So the idea is to lock the scapula and stretch the shoulder.
And
Stretch the shoulder.
yeah, you're getting a stretch in the shoulder area, but when the scapula is locked down, that's very tight. It's locked in place. For generating a lot of strength, or for just not allowing your arm to be moved, that's very strong. The problem is that when your scapula is locked down, you can't throw energy down to the hand, not really. You want to get energy to the wrist, you do it with the shoulder in the middle position, but you want to kind of resist a pull, you lock the shoulder back, and then it's very firm, the arm won't easily move. Yeah, for a pulling action, dropping the shoulder back is really good. For an outward action, you have to have it in the middle position. For the crane kick, loosen up the arms, relax, tuck the elbow in tuck the elbow in. Yeah,
I
like
rest
that.
here.
Yeah, there. Just keep the arms loose, make the kick, and then down. That's right. Chop. Shuffle back. And let's take a look at that. Go back to this one here. That's about right. A hand outwards and lift your chest high. Shoulders down, chest up. That's good. So hang on, right in the middle there. Chest up. Good. Yeah, like that. Okay. Do you have any questions at the moment?
No about the routine, but about the reading.
Okay. Now let's take a look at those.
Start with the shuffle.
Okay. Shuffle to do that. With your feet in place, turn to do that. Drop the hands down, shuffle into that one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Practice on that for a few moments. Okay.
I have
Yeah.
a question that might just be maybe silly, but after going through that sequence here,
Yeah.
maybe to this point here, is this just a straight down, or are we thinking more out?
Downwards. Just straight down.
Just straight
yeah.
down. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
The moves for the next grading. I think we've done at least one.
We've done one. I definitely could use a refresher on that.
Okay.
Difficulty.
So I think what we've done so far is 1, 2, palms to the front. No, sorry. Blade of the hand to the front, into the chest, straight out with the palm here. Let's do it together. Left foot forward, walking stance. Step directly in front. 1, 2, out to there.
And where's the hands this way?
Hold on a second. Knuckles forward. Yeah. Yeah. Once more.
This way. No, it's this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, good. So the next Okay. Right foot forward. 2 punches on the centre line, one above the other. Cross step. Yeah. Out, elbow out. So you kind of hunch in and then spike the elbows out to the side. Step out into a walking stance. This is a back hammer fist with the right and a hammer fist this bit with the left. Visualize the left striking the groin, the right striking temple. So from there out, in terms of movement of energy, in, do it to there, in, out, in, out, in, out. Do that. Yeah, there, that's better. Yeah. Try that one time.
Am I thinking like chest height here, kind of sternum?
Top one for the heart, lower one for the solar plexus. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just does it matter which one's over?
Right in front, yeah, there.
Are we putting the knees in then?
The left knee is pressing into the back of the right knee. Yeah. That kind of locks you in place. Yeah. Do that again, the chamber again. The right should be on top of the left.
Okay, so it's not
So,
it's not like in
no.
the 10 where you kind of have that. Okay, it's
W-
one over
w-
the other.
When they've got to be able to move freely. If you put that in front, it's locking that one in. It's got to be able to move freely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm afraid we're going to have to wrap it up. It's run out of time. Breakfast is waiting. Thanks. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. It would have been good to go on longer, but we're actually gone over time. Breakfast is waiting for us. I don't want to disappoint it. Here we go, guys. Bow. Well done. We'll carry on with that. Carry on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thanks to everybody that's been watching. That's our early morning training session. Just wrapping up. We started at 6 a.m. here. It's 9:15 now. We've been on the go for 3¼ hours, so we're going to have a break, eat our breakfast. What we're practicing is the Shaolin tiger crane combination art that traces its origin back to the southern Shaolin temple in Zhengzhou in Fujian province. And we're training here in the northwest of Thailand, in the mountains, your classic kind of Kung Fu training scenario. If you're interested in what we do, take a look at kungfuretreat.com website or take a look at our YouTube channel. Okay, thanks a lot for joining us.